So, among all the chaos that has been unfolding in the wake of Riot's recent decisions, there is a massive W that Riot pulled off that happened about 2 weeks ago, which not a lot of people have been talking about. And that is the fact that League of Legends now finally has its own official wiki.
Hasn't League had a wiki for a while now?
Yes, but now it's official. And that brings in quite a lot of cool new things, including the fact that it's also not riddled with horrible features. In case you don't know, whenever you go to one of these video game wiki sites, which look almost identical to the classic Wikipedia with the layout, in reality, that website has nothing to do with the OG wiki, despite literally using the wiki name. Instead, most of these sites are hosted on services that replicate that classic wiki look. And one such site that became popular in these fan-moderated communities is Fandom. A website that not only gives them the option to make their own themed wikis, but they also host them all in an amalgamation of video game and pop culture trivia collections. So that you can just go on the website without searching for anything, and you hopefully land on an interesting topic that you can browse. And it just so happens to be that the League of Legends wiki is also using this service. At which point, some of you may be wondering, well, what's wrong with that? Doesn't that mean free accidental promotion for the League wiki when someone stumbles upon that game? Well, yes. But there is a reason why Fandom really wants people to stumble into these wikis even if they are not browsing for anything. And that reason becomes very apparent if you go to the old wiki now. The moment you search for anything, the banner on the top, that's an ad. On the right, ooh, another ad. Next to that, that awesome massive auto-playing video, well yeah, that is an ad. Oh, you tried scrolling past it? Well, the video is now attached to your screen. But don't worry, on the right, that is another ad. Oh, that banner in the middle there? That's another ad. Scroll further, another banner ad between those articles. And another big ad on the right. Are you scrolling further? Well, now that ad is also attached to your screen, so now you can have 2 auto-playing ads attached to your screen at the same time. That is the big problem the League wiki had. And it's the same problem everyone around Fandom is dealing with. The website just can't stop shoving ads into your face. Last year, Mossbag, the big creator behind the Hollow Knight trivia, made a video talking about the exact same issue. And he revealed that the Hollow Knight community was also packing their things. And since then, pretty much everyone tried to do the same. And when it comes to League's case specifically, Riot was able to step in. And they made a massive move to support their fan-moderated wiki. They decided to help with moving it and pay for it all, so that the new League wiki would no longer show you ads. Which, very much ironically, is not the case for this video. In a world far, far away, where battles happen on a daily basis among over 800 different champions, spanning 16 different factions, we get to see bosses and loot worth of legends. Dare I say, Shadow Legends. And that is done with the help of none other than Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you for your support. By now, you may be aware of the fact that Raid Shadow Legends is a tactical RPG focusing on turn-based combat, where you fight bosses to get loot to equip your champions to progress further. And that's all with over 50 million downloads and its review score kept high. And with the Halloween season being in full swing, why don't we have a look at some thematic champions? Here's my top 3. At number 3 we have the Masked Fearmonger, a very classic take on the Masked Butcher, needing nothing more than a hatchet and an axe with a hockey mask to sell the look. At number 2 we have the Miscreated Monster, an awesome twist of turning the classic Frankenstein into a monstrous machine-riddled brute. But even this is nothing compared to number 1, which absolutely has to be Harvest Jack. Just look at that thing with the demonic eyes on the pumpkin, the spectral scythe, and all the trophy heads around its neck. It just looks so good. Besides this, the game is also getting the Asgard Divide event, which is introducing some characters from the Norse mythos into the game, including Thor, Freya, Odin, and Loki, with Loki being free to anyone who logs into the game before October 23rd, with the entire event running all the way to November the 22nd. This event also includes a time-limited dungeon, where you fight different bosses and you end up against the almighty Odin Fayfather. To make sure you don't miss out on any of this, make sure to scan the QR code or use the link in the description. By doing this, you get a massive starter pack including the epic champion Uugo, and after reaching level 15 you get another pack and an epic Fayne, both of which are only available by using my link. On top of this, if you use the promo code MonkeyKing, you also get a legendary champion Sun Wukong. So come find me in the game and feel free to join the clan. With that, many thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video, and now back to other games, with other champions. So, when Riot made the move to support their own official wiki, they made a post where they explained what exactly would be happening. And make no mistake, they had to make a post explaining what's happening. Because the first thing people do is that they try to spin this into Riot once again being an evil company. For example, I've seen people saying that Riot is only paying for the new wiki because it can moderate and censor some bad articles. They wouldn't want to see some bad words about Arya after all, right? Despite the fact that Riot literally has no say into what goes on the wiki whatsoever. But that is something they dive into in the post simply called the official League of Legends wiki. And it reads: if you've played any of our games, the odds are you have visited one of many wikis out there in search of deeper information. These wikis are a massive player-authorized resource to help you learn everything about our games. From patch-to-patch changes, maybe a damage formula interaction for your favorite champ, or some more obscure lore thing that maybe even we forgot about. Fun fact to mention here: it is very common for the devs to not know everything about their own game, despite some members of the community thinking it should be otherwise. Dare I say, it is very human and normal. But when searching for some very specific pieces of information, it is very common for game companies to use the fan-made wikis to find that information. During one of the earlier BlizzCons, the Blizzard devs even admitted that they were using the wiki whenever they wanted to check what is actually part of their canon lore. So Riot is not the only one in this. Though it should be mentioned that this is usually something like engineers looking for lore or something like that. The narrative teams actually should have their own internal database, though they are still using the wiki because they need to change what is public knowledge. Anyway, the post then starts talking about the wikis. While they provide a great service, they suffered from poor formatting due to website restrictions, or were covered with intrusive ads and pop-ups. Yup! I think I've proven that point. Nobody likes having their eardrums blown out by auto-playing ad when reading various update on the wiki every patch. We want to fix those problems and protect your eardrums, not just for League, but for all of the games. That means we'll be supporting the following established Runeterra-based wiki communities: League of Legends, Teamfight Tactics, Wild Rift, and Legends of Runeterra. And thanks to the hard work of those player authors, the new wiki is live right now. Check it out. So yes, massive shout out to the mods for actually pulling this off. On one side, you might want to thank Riot for getting rid of the ads for us, but if it wasn't the mod team who initiated the move, this wouldn't happen. And it is currently working for League, Wild Rift, Legends of Runeterra, and TFT. Not Valorant. I wonder if that's because it's not connected to all the other games, and so I guess their mod team is totally different. And then the post dives a little bit more into this collaboration. The Wiki team, made of passionate players, for years has been working hard every single patch to continually update and maintain the Wiki. Learning how much it took to update the Wiki on some of our biggest patches was eye-opening, and felt like one of the purest forms of caring for the community and our games. This is something I have to agree with. The most incredible thing is the speed at which it gets updated. I remember when the Ruination book came out and we had the updates go live as someone was reading through it. It's like the second something gets onto PBE, the wiki gets an update. That's some crazy dedication. These players are ensuring that the history of the game and all its changes are documented for every player that ever comes to it. For example, if you want to learn the ins and outs of a specific champion ability, multiple players, like you, will have written about and spent time researching every possible interaction that ability might have with something in the game. All so you can be as knowledgeable as possible. Earlier this year, we began collaborating with the players who run the Wiki. They were looking to leave the current hosting setup for a handful of reasons, such as being able to remove the ads that plague their pages, make changes that had long been denied by their hosts, and just better support the community. It was easy to see the challenges they faced and their vision for a better and official wiki. So we took action and moved the existing wiki to a new home. We've migrated all the existing content that players created and moved it to a new wiki so it has everything you are used to seeing, just with way less ads. And that's the key to take away. The new wiki is identical to the old one, except it is way better organized because you don't have ads in the middle of the navigation panel, and you don't have countless ads attached to your screen. So next, the article jumps into what you can expect from the new wiki, and how nothing has really changed when it comes to the content. Well, if you are using the wiki on mobile, it should actually be readable for the first time ever. So if that's you, then everything is changing for you. For everyone else, the cool part is, not much is going to change as far as how you use the wiki. Just now, there won't be a constant bombardment of advertisements as long as you are using the new wiki. And this is something that is very important to mention. Because while the new wiki is already up, the old one is also still available. And currently, whenever you are searching for something, these two wikis are fighting for the top spot on Google. And the truth is, whoever wins the top spot just gets more usage. So please, if you are using the wiki and you see a million ads on your screen, just hop onto the new one because it has none of that, and you are gonna support it by bumping it up in the Google algorithms. We need to help the good wiki win. After which Riot talks about a very important note. The new wiki will still be player-run and authored. The only difference is that we are paying for the hosting. It will also still be edited and managed by the same players that you have seen running the old one. This also includes translation, as the wiki is user-translated as well. We are starting off in English, but as time goes on, more language portals will open up. So yes, Riot is paying for the hosting so that they can get rid of the ads, but as far as Riot's influence goes, that's it. Well, that's not really true, because Riot is actually doing another awesome thing. They started supporting the wiki with official HD assets from their games. For example, now we got the OG high-res icons for the champion abilities. These were simply inaccessible before, because even the raw in-game image you can rip from the game is already compressed and tiny. So now we can see just what some of these abilities are supposed to be. What are they supposed to be? Anyway, then the article finishes. Just make sure you are going to use the new domain of the wiki to support the players who have been bringing you this information for years. If you want to get involved in helping the wiki or just want to send these players a thank you, then you can join their Discord here, after which they link the Discord. So TLDR, Riot unironically pulled off a W by helping out the official League wiki. I mean, now it's official, before it was unofficial official. And they are still giving them the freedom to put whatever they want onto the wiki. This is something extremely rare for a big corporation to do. So you know what? Good job, Riot. And also a massive grats to the mods team who pulled this off. Fun fact! I've actually had a bit of a drama with the League wiki in the past. This is many years ago, like most people will have no idea that this was ever happening. But after League's lore got that first big lore update, it was even before the Universe website was launched. The wiki was an absolute mess. At least when it comes to the lore specifically. Everything else they always had on point. And that's because they didn't really update what was and wasn't canon. So you had this mashup of modern Piltover after the update being in the same article as stuff like the old zone being a totally separate city somewhere else on the map. And as a result, every now and then I did joke and ridicule them in a video or two. But about a year later, somehow, the Wiki team did a complete 180 and they fixed everything. I have no idea how that's humanly possible, but they did it. And I learned that some of the Wiki mods may not like me. Because apparently back then some people watching my videos didn't check when those videos were made, and they started editing new articles with old outdated lore. So now everything was just way harder. And you know what? I'd like to personally apologize. I had no idea that was happening. Once again, many thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for supporting this video. Make sure to download the game using my link or the QR code.